Today is Sunday, March 1st, 2026, and it's ooh, that was loud. Today's a great day to do a quarterly backpack kind of repack. The seasons are changing and our needs change throughout the seasons, so I'm going to go through and look at everything that's in my, I don't really call it a get home bag or a bug out bag. It's just a bag of all of the things that I regularly need or could need in random situations. I don't know what you'd call that, but backpack. It's my backpack, yeah. Now, one of the main reasons for going through it is to get all of the extra weight out. The other one is to get the right things in. On the outside, I keep this extra hat on one of these Gear Aid, I think they're called a Hero clips. Lets you hang your bag off of things. That's useful. And then 2 water bottles. A lot of people like Nalgene's and stuff like that. I like the Wahl's because they tuck in kind of more smoothly, and I like cold water, so I like an insulated one, even though you get to carry less. It's a preference. This is a, who makes this thing? I forget. It's about a 18 liter, I think, and it's too full from winter. So up here in the top, got some snacks and such, little lighter, a headlamp. Actually my headlamp is missing, which is why we're doing the reset. Coffee and True Lemon, because I like to flavor up the water. Salt and pepper. Another headlamp for some reason, and some trash. More reasons why I have to reset. Just one Purell single. I typically keep that in there, just in case I gotta disinfect my hands. On the outside, I always keep my set of work gloves in here. I like these mechanics, what do they call them? Genuine leather, something or other. I go through about one of these a year, which means that I'm protecting my hands from this amount of leather damage every year. A beanie, I might still keep that in there. I might take it out. Sort of the old DEF CON beanies. This is a long sleeve hooded sun shirt. It's from AKHG. I like this because if I were to get my shirt messed up or anything like that, I have an extra shirt. The other reason is because if I need a second underlayer, I can just pull this out and put it on. I keep this in the summer too. It's a good backup shirt. It's good for lots of reasons, but typically in the summer I'll end up swapping out to that if doing some sort of like outdoor water sports activities. Balaclava, just to get more head warmth. You can stack that up with multiple hoods. Hand warmers. This is a thing that me and my wife made. We made one for both of us and for our daughter. I don't know really what to call it, but it's just a big piece of baby blanket material.
Muslin.
Yeah, muslin. I think they call it double gauze, but it's gigantic. It's like 56.5 by 56.5, and this thing serves so many uses. It's incredible. So the reason why it's cut this size is because you can fold it. You can fold it down into quarters and cut it, and it's the size of 4 triangle bandages. But it's really useful because, as like most people, I sleep with a blanket, and so if you're just trying to like travel and get a little sleep going. So, like I was saying, it doesn't cover your whole body, but it gives you that feeling of being blanketed. Puts you right to sleep. You can also use it for like a scarf or like a head wrap. All sorts of uses. We've used it to make an impromptu dress for our daughter when she gets done with swimming. All sorts of things. Okay, the next thing is I always carry one of our pull start fires in its case. Actually, I need to take this one out of its wrapper. I thought I had pre-staged this one, but I had not. So it's good to do a gear audit. So pre-stage it by taking that plastic off. Carry a little pack of batteries. It's AAA's, AA's, and 9 volts. In here, a couple extra snacks. I think that's all for the front pocket. Oh, I got a screwdriver in here. I don't normally carry that. That'll probably come out. It'll probably find its way back in. It kind of comes in and out of my backpack whenever I need to go do something that's going to require a screwdriver. Let me swipe this off and I'll open up the next pack and come back. Okay, one last thing that's in here is a set of these Safariland earplugs. They have a little thing in the back that makes it where it blocks out the sound of gunfire, but allows you to hear a little bit better without, or when there's not a high impact sound happening. And those just stay on the little keyring loop in here. That way I don't ever forget to bring ear protection to the range. Opening up into the main pack, let's see what we got here. I got a big bag of jerky. I often will just end up stopping at Cabela's or something like that. So I'm driving around and a bag of jerky will make its way in here. Winter gloves. These will come out today. There's no need for those for the rest of the summer. Let's see, I think I can unhook this and we can just open it up. Here we go. That's going to make it easier. A little bit of trash. Okay, so this is my water kit. This is the lightest, smallest to lightest for the most capacity water system that I found. This is just a little sil nylon bag that my wife sewed up for me. And it holds the, what is this called? Puree bag system. So it's a 5-gallon system with Sawyer Mini. It's got a charcoal filter as well as a flocculant packages from P&G. And you fill it up and then you pinch it off at the bottom. You fill it up, put the flocculant in, pinch off all the grime and turbidity and all of the other issues, and then run it through the filter. It provides a much higher quality water than a lot of the other filtering systems because it has that flocculant, as opposed to trying to push super mucky water through a Grail filter or just busting up a good Sawyer Mini for really dirty water. So that's out that stuff. And then I carry a couple of these Wahle-Tec standing bags. They're about a 1 liter bag. So I carry 2 of those because the idea is basically that with filling this up, I'll be able to, sorry, it's not, I don't think it's 5 gallons. I think it's 5 liters. I'll be able to fill up 2 of these, my 2 water bottles, and drink about a water bottle worth on a filtering session. Got some Gorp trail mix. Snacks constantly find their way into my bag, and I have to reset them regularly. This on the side pouches here, got 2 triangle bandages. These are cutoffs from making that the big baby blanket thing that I made that we have. They just got tucked in here. It's a triangle bandage. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. They've been used a few times, more often as rags than as actual medical things. Just wash them, wrap them back up, put them back in. This is my, oh yeah, and a cold baby. Yeah. Often get used for the cold baby. This is our little tactical tamale that we sell on our website. It's just a AR cleaning kit. This makes its way in and out of my bag, depending on if I've been to the range recently or not. I often kind of keep it just with my rifles, and it ends up getting chucked into the bag when I grab my rifle. Sometimes it ends up riding around for a few months and then gets pulled out and set next to the rifles. But it's always around. I like it because it's lighter and easier to chuck in a bag than a lot of the other solutions. This is my toiletries kit. It's from some company called Rough Enough, and it's seen many years of use. And unfortunately, I went to go get another one, and they stopped making them. This company no longer exists or no longer makes this. But it's got all your standard toiletries. One thing that I do keep is it's a little tackle box off Amazon with all of your standard OTC medications. This allows me to just have OTC medications on hand and in small but large enough amounts to be useful. Keep a little nose spray, cough drops, comb, toothbrush, toothpaste, children's ibuprofen. This will probably end up coming out because the kid's getting a little bit old for that now. Electronics cleaning wipe is somehow in here for some reason. That could probably come out, or at least go into the tech kit. Nasal saline. This is a Vicks thing, Vicks stick. Some sunblock, cough drops, floss, little nail file, nail clippers, nail polishing file. That's about all. I'm gonna have to figure out something with those cough drops. They're falling out. Clean up wipes. So I'll go through this and pull some stuff out of it that doesn't really need to be in there. Maybe probably end up going through and checking all of the OTC medications and make sure that they're all still good and refilling each one of those off camera. This is a dry bag. Let me make sure I'm not showing anything. It's a dry bag, and I keep a local map, a local railway map, stamps, all the extra cards like life insurance cards, extra debit cards that I don't use regularly, a pen, a passport, checkbooks, stamps, a little bit of cash. This is just everything that I don't want to get destroyed, so it always sits in the dry bag, and it's super helpful to have all of your financial stuff all packed together in a dry bag, and maps and such. I'm just going to set that there so it's not, it's got sensitive information I don't really want to put in on video. This is a laminated full United States map. I could probably keep this in my car, but it's been riding around in my bag for a while. A book. Just a book that I've been reading as I've been traveling around doing stuff. In this front bit here, this is where I have more of a medical stuff. When this is pinned in like it is normally, this stuff is more ready access right when I open the bag. So I have our Wahle-Tec Boo Boo kit, and then a 6-inch North American Rescue emergency trauma dressing that's not properly pre-staged, so that's something to take care of. Wound packing gauze, a gross noodle, or I don't know. I think that's a degraded Band-Aid chunk, or not Band-Aid, rubber band. 2 chest seals, also not properly pre-staged. So I'm glad that I'm going through here because none of my medical is properly pre-staged. These are some latex gloves. There's 2 in a little packet. I might swap these out for something that's not black. I don't really like black gloves for medical. You can't see if there's blood on them. A second wound packing gauze and an extra tourniquet. Oh. And a small face shield. Down below that, we got a Magpul DACA pouch that I use as a electronics pouch. So in here, this is it's a battery pack / charger. So it's got a battery pack where you can see the level there. And so what's nice about doing this type of setup is you can, if you're at the airport, you can plug it in and charge your phone and get an extra charge on the same amount of time as it takes you to sit there and charge your phone. So when you have to get up and run, if you only got, run for your flight or whatever, then if you only got so much time to sit there at the charger, you might get half of this and half your phone, and then let your phone finish off of the battery. USB-C cables. I got a C to C and an A to C card charger. SD cards with the SD card adapter. A USB to SD reader. Plug it into, get the files off to a computer. small solid state hard drive. This is a little adapters kit, and I'm missing half of it. So I'm gonna have to go through and find all of the missing pieces. But it's got a C to OTG adapter, C to Apple, a SIM key. There's normally a little C to C cable that goes around there, and an A to C adapter that goes up there. This is actually, I wouldn't recommend these ones. This one is like $60, and it's not as good as the $6 ones off Amazon. I have a couple of the $6 ones off Amazon that have like a little mirror compact in the in the other side. I honestly like them better. This one has like a reading light built in that I've never used and is more of a gimmick than is worth. And I would recommend the $6 ones off Amazon. They are better. This is a C to A with an adapter came with the hard drive. This is an A to C, which is super helpful. This doesn't come in those little kits. And then I have 3 of the different sizes of USB condoms, or the data blockers. A to A, C to C, and C to A. These are, they basically remove the 2 data lines, so it's just power, so you can get power in unsafe places. Or untrusted places, whichever you like. Anything else in here? Nope, that's everything. Anyways, one of the reasons for this is that I'm gonna make another video right after this about doing a couple modifications to this bag. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some nylon webbing loops here, here, and then run some shot cord across to allow me to stick a jacket up underneath here. And then retention on these pockets is not quite as what I'd like, so I might figure out a way to add an extra piece of retention here. But that's my bag kit, and I will reset it in a little bit after I figure out what is going to go back in.